Tuze koznan kwa minu mchoke na testimony anu. Kindly give us your name, where you're coming from, and your testimony, madam.
My name is Lisa Kakinga. My testimony is concerning my young sister. She was born with sickle cell from birth until now. I think it was 2 weeks after I joined the ministry.
How old is your sister now, ma'am?
She's 22.
Okay.
She's 21, sorry.
Okay, continue.
So it was 2 weeks after I joined Miracle Impact that my young sister, during that same week, she fell ill. One of my young sisters had gone to visit her, and then in the night she had an attack that she couldn't breathe.
Maybe I'll stop you a little bit. So those people who might not know exactly what sickle cell is, what are some of the challenges or some of the issues that your sister used to face?
Okay, sickle cell is a genetic disease where you are born with, is it half of your cells, the white blood cells are half. So you run out of blood, and literally almost every month you have to go to the hospital to be refilled blood, and then also you need to be taking folic acid for the rest of your life.
So how many times in a month would you have to go so that your sister could have a blood transfusion?
I would say maybe twice, sometimes maybe every after 2 months.
Okay.
So that same day, the younger sister slept over her place. And then they called me and said she can't breathe and stuff. They had to take her to Chilenje Hospital. So she went there with the elder sister. I couldn't manage because I had to go the following day. So the following day when I went there, she couldn't breathe. Her blood, because a normal person is supposed to have about 13 liters of blood, but she only had 2 liters of blood. And then the other thing is that her pulse also was only reaching to 30 to 31, to 35. Then the other thing that her heart rate could only reach up to 40. It couldn't exceed to a normal rate. So the doctors had to actually call senior doctors to come and put a machine to help her breathe and other things because she was in oxygen as well. Around 16, I remember that I had come to this church. And then I called my parents. I told them that I want to call the senior pastor. So I called the bishop. He said he would pray. He prayed over the phone and said he can't come to the hospital because he doesn't visit hospitals. Around 22, 23, somewhere there, the doctors had prepared for surgery to go and do the medical reports or the heart infusion for her. And then when he later called me and said, Muzimayo, ukali hospital? I said, yes. How is she? I said, no, right now they have to take her to the theater for the heart, the machine to help her start breathing.
So what you're saying is that literally she could not breathe on her own. She was unable to breathe on her own without the assistance of a machine.
Yes, please. She couldn't breathe, she couldn't talk, she couldn't do anything.
Okay.
And then he came, passed by. I told my father, because I was with my dad at that time, I said, this is my pastor. My father is an atheist. So he doesn't believe in church and stuff. But that day I could see how he was moved when the man of God actually appeared before us. So he came and then he prayed for us. Shortly he left. The prayer was very short, I may say. Then he left and said everything is well. So that when the doctors were trying to get her and take her to a theater, one of the senior doctors said, no, wait, put water in the oxygen machine. Because I think the machine can't help her breathe. Immediately when they put water in the machine, she managed to breathe on her own. The nurses came, everything went back to normal. Shortly, we were able to find, because we also had the challenge of blood, that blood was supposed to come from Siavonga. Shortly, one of the senior doctors from the blood group also came and said, I found 2 piles of blood. That's when they quickly brought and they gave her. The following day, we were removed from ICU to...
So I have a quick question before you proceed. Literally, how many minutes passed in between after the senior prophet prayed for your sister and everything, all her vitals came back to normal?
I would say about maybe 5 minutes after he left.
Okay.
Because actually, let me say, he had just stepped out. That's when the doctor said, no, just add some water in her machine.
Okay.
And then... just immediately after that, the senior doctor said, no, we won't go ahead with the machine for her to be able to breathe. She can breathe on her own. her pulse went back to normal, her blood group was okay, everything literally was normal.
In 5 minutes after receiving prayer from the senior prophet, Bishop John General. Let us clap hands for Jesus. Teacher Ekomacha na mpamvu bantu wa Mulungu. Powerful.
The following day, around 5, somewhere there, around 6, she was removed from the ICU to the wards. Around 15 hours, we were discharged. And telling you the truth, the following month, we celebrated her 21st birthday. She turned 21, and it's not easy when someone is sickler. You are born with sickle cell, you need to go to hospitals every day. And then the other thing, you don't reach 16 years of age. Most of them, they die before the age of 16. But my young sister has managed to reach 21. She's fine. I've actually come with her today to give a testimony and want to give.
How many months have you stayed with your sister without her going back to the hospital to get any blood or anything else?
This is our 7th to 8th month now. We haven't been to the hospital. We haven't seen.
Let us clap hands for Jesus, the God of the senior prophet. I'll just kindly ask you to call your sister to come up to the front so that we can see her.
Chimonya Malambo.
Let us clap hands for Jesus. Powerful testimony. Chimunya, how are you?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I am very well, thank you. I just have one question for you, rather. What would you like to say to those people who don't believe in God, who don't believe in the God of our senior prophet? Because I know that a person with sickle cells, as your sister said, doesn't live up to be more than 16 years of age, and usually a lot of people who have sickle cells, they die. But today, after you had an attack, the senior prophet prayed for you. Just within 5 minutes, you were brought back to life and all your vitals were normal. What is your word of encouragement to people who don't believe in the God of our senior prophet, Bishop John General?
What I can say is that I want to give all the glory to God, to him.
Amen.
Because it was only a short prayer that he prayed. Because only a short prayer worked wonders and miracles, and I was able to get back to where I am right now.
Amen.
And I thank God from that place, from that time. I haven't gone back there again.
Amen.
So
How
I
are you
give all the
feeling?
glory to God.
How are you feeling though?
I'm blessed.
Amen. Let us clap hands for Jesus. I want you to speak to somebody maybe who might be watching from home and they have sickle cells. What would you like to say to them about coming to this place so they can also receive their miracle?
I would say they should come and receive their blessings and also their healing.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. May the God of our senior prophet continue to bless you both. Let us clap hands for Jesus.